Good morning, oh no, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, anyone who is joining me. I'm just going to give it a second to catch up so that I can see if anyone's posting comments or joining me today. Just to let you know, I'm going to do quite a quick yoga today because it's Sunday. I don't know if it's as hot. Hi to those who join me. I don't know if it is as hot where you are as it is for me today, but it is absolutely roasting. I hope you can hear me okay. I've got a fan in here because I am boiling hot. So let me know if you can hear me. If you are joining me today, just be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you've got a nice space. If you can't make too much space, just be wary if you're in any posture. If there's sharp objects, move them. Take your socks off if you are joining me. If you haven't got a mat, that's okay. Just obviously do what you can. How is everyone this Sunday? It is sweltering here in the UK. If you're joining me from the UK, I hope you also have the sun. It's been a really strange week for me, so if I'm not with it, I'm really sorry. I'm going to try and go through what I would like to do today and, you know, just see where my body's at, because I haven't been the kindest to my body this week, and that's fine. And, you know, all these changes that are going on, all the stress that's going on in the world, it is strangely hard for so many of us to find time to connect with ourselves and just be gentle with ourselves. So today we're going to try and be gentle. Hello. Okay, so if you are ready, we're going to start standing today. I'm going to shut this window, which is going to make it even hotter for me, but otherwise that door's going to keep knocking. So we're going to start standing today. Going to be really gentle with our bodies. If you do have a question for me, by the way, because I'm stood a little bit further away, I cannot see them till the end. I'll try and check back in the middle. If you do have a question, please just write it in the comments and I will try and answer it for you at the end. Thank you so much to anybody. I think that says good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, anyone that's joining me. Even if you're just watching, it's greatly appreciated. If you do want to donate to the Fuel Girls, let me just remember to say this. There is a donate, buy me a coffee. Hopefully someone will put it in the links. If not, I'll put it in afterwards. You can buy us a coffee. As always, say thanks for these free videos that we are doing for you. There's no obligation. If you can't or you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you feel up to it, then please buy me coffee, or I might transfer it into ice cubes because it is that warm. There's the link. Thank you, whoever's put that in. Okay, so Sunday. I largely have that Sunday feeling in my body today. I can't move the comments, so hopefully you can see me. I did have a glass of wine yesterday or two, so I'm going to be very gentle with myself. I'll try and give some options if you're joining in to maybe push yourself a little bit further. But firstly, we always must remember when we're doing yoga to just breathe. Take a second for ourselves to remind ourselves why we brought ourselves to our mat or our floor or wherever we are. And try and think about slowing the breath down ever so slightly. Think about breathing into the belly, letting go of the chest, let the tension in the shoulders. I find it's nice sometimes just to see what my body wants to do. I'll do a few shoulder rolls just to find where we are today. So roll your shoulders back and then go the other way. Do let me know where you're watching from if you are watching today. I'm curious about that. Maybe doing some big circles, just waking up the body and the other way. Seeing what your body feels like today. And then right ear to right shoulder, just a gentle neck stretch. If you need a little bit more, you can move that left arm away from the body. Also, do let me know if you can hear me, because I'll just check that in a sec. And when you're ready, slowly to center, and then the other way. And then maybe just rolling the neck If your feet are apart, maybe bringing your feet together down there. Lifting the toes, just checking in with the body. Okay, 2 seconds. Can you hear me? I hope so. I'm going to start this one here. Okay, so feet together. We're going to bring our arms above our head. Bring them into prayer. And then release back up. Then we're going to cross our fingers and just keep our index fingers released there. So, if you haven't done this before, it's almost like a little gun, just with the one finger. I'm trying to find some length in that spine. You don't want to be flaring the ribs. You want to try and keep the core engaged. And we're going to gently nudge our bodies over to the right-hand side. So when we do this, we don't want to collapse the body. You're trying to find the length, so going over a beach ball. And just giving yourself a little bit of a stretch. If you've sat down a lot in the office this week, or at your desk working from home, you might be able to feel a nice stretch in that lower back. It's quite nice with the heat sometimes, it helps your body relax a bit more. And then release to the centre, keeping the arms where they are, going gently on an exhale over to the left. Centre, keeping the arms where they are. You're just going to gently relax the head back, creating a gentle back bend, maybe bringing the arms with the head, keeping those hips pushed forward. And release. And gently releasing the arms. I'm going to do an eagle pose now. You just check. So arms above, swinging the right underneath the left to get the bind. If you haven't done this before, right goes under the left. You might be here or you might be able to get a double bind. So from here, you're going to bend the knees generously whilst trying to keep the body upright. So you don't want to come down here. You want to try and keep the body nice and upright here. And then you'll gently peel that right foot away from the floor. Lifting it, crossing it over the left knee. You might be able to take the toes behind and give yourself another nice double bind. This might be enough for you today. Or you may want to bring the body over, making your body nice and small, finding some length in the spine there. Just taking a second. If you've come into it, coming out the way you came in, and releasing up. And then we're going to do the other side. So this time the left hand goes under the right. If you can catch that double bind, so left under the right, like so. And then generous bend in the knees, peeling the left foot away from the floor, crossing that over the right leg, maybe getting the toes to come round from the back. You might want to stay here, practice keeping upright here. So staying upright. Can you bend a little bit lower? Lift the body a little bit higher. Or you might find you want to fold, maybe hook that elbow underneath that knee. Just a few breaths. If you have come for a fold, coming back out the way you came in, and release it. Just shake the legs out a little bit. We're going to do that all over again. So, nice breath in, releasing the index fingers, and gently over to the right hand side. So you might find now that the body's a little bit warmer. You might be able to bring the body down a little bit further. You want to try and keep that left hip back when you're doing these bends and thinking about length. Staying strong in the legs. and release. And without dropping the hands, gently over to the left hand side. Remember, nothing should be painful. It's Sunday yoga. It should be gentle. And release. And then, nice breath. And gently look to the ceiling. And then maybe encouraging your body for a nice back bend. And release. My face will be in beachy purple right now. And releasing those arms. Maybe waking your legs up some more. So we'll go back into our eagle. Arms up, right under left. Maybe a double bind. Getting the palms together. Bend generously in the legs, keeping that body upright. Lifting the right foot and crossing over the top. Remember, this might be enough for you. Or you might want to take a fold and just hook the elbow under the left leg. I'm going to stay up here for this one. And see if you can bend a little bit more. You're gripping with the toes, you can try and relax the toes a bit. I find this is a nice posture for bringing my mind to my body and letting go of everything else that's going on. And breath in, release. To come back and do it left, under the right. Bend in the legs, keeping the body upright if we can. And peeling that left leg up and over. Maybe bringing the toes round. You want to try and bring the knees towards the left. So you're creating one line with the body. And if you want to fold, folding and hooking your legs, hooking your elbows to your knees there. Just checking in with our breath. Maybe releasing those toes. And release. Remember, if you're joining me and it is warm, to have a sip of water. However, oh, there it is. Couldn't find mine. So we'll do a tree pose now. I find standing postures really help me to get into just my focus. I find them really, really good for bringing that connection together. Letting go of everything else that's going on in the world. There's a lot of dark news this week, and we're going to leave it out the door. So peeling the right foot off the floor. You're either going to place it down on the lower leg, or you're going to place it up on, it doesn't matter how high it gets. It's about finding balance within yourself. Pressing that heel into the leg, bringing the hands to prayer. You might find that you need to hold the leg, or you might find you can balance and breathe. Trying to release those toes, trying to stand up nice and tall. About pushing that knee back. And release. And just doing that on the left hand side. So leg could be here, or you might be able to place it in the thigh. Bringing one hand to prayer maybe to test your balance. Maybe bringing both to prayer. Finding some length in that spine. Not gripping with the toes. Remembering just to breathe. We have our breath if nothing else, which I need to remind myself this week. And release. Just take a quick forward fold. We're going to do that again. Hands through prayer, just folding. You might need to bend the legs out a little bit. Making sure that that head is nice and heavy, so you're not hunching over wherever you can get down to, but just maybe nodding the head, remembering to just relax, and bending the knees. We're going to come up. So I'm going to give you some options now. Maybe you're going to test out and see if you can bring the leg a little higher on the other leg, the right foot higher on the left foot, or if you can get your leg up here into prayer. You're going to practice just bringing the arms above you and bringing your gaze to the sky. This changes your body, your balance a little bit more. So remembering to push this knee to the back. If you're nice and strong, stay there, just breathe. And bringing your hands to prayer and releasing. And again, the other side, where you find comfortable, maybe pushing yourself just a little bit, testing out the balance. And bringing the arms, opening to the sky. It's okay to wobble and fall out of postures. And hands to prayer and release. I'm going to go through a couple of sun salutations now, which really help me open up. Sorry, Lee. Let's go through a sun salutation. Lee, you'll love it. So hopefully you've joined me before. If not, I'll try and talk through things. I'm going to try and connect the breath today because I keep saying it in videos and feel like I'm watching them back and not listening to my own advice. So take a nice inhale up to the sky. Bring your hands through prayer as you fold. You're going to breathe in, halfway lift. So you want to create length in the spine. Don't want to be rounding the spine. And then as you breathe out, you fold. You're going to jump or step the legs back into a high plank. I hope you can see me. And then you're going to slowly lower your body down through a chaturanga and then gently into your cobra. So keep your hips on the floor and a nice back bend. And keep the shoulders down. From here, you'll tuck your toes and come into your first downward facing dog. When we're in our first downward dog, it's nice to pedal through the feet. Trying to not flare the ribs, keeping your core nice and engaged. And then you'll walk or jump the feet to your hands. Forward fold. Breathing in for a halfway lift again. Breathing out to release. Gentle bend in the knee to come up through a mountain pose, look to the sky and hands into prayer. So we'll go through that a couple of times and then we'll add some extra postures in. So deep breath in and exhale, fold. Breath into halfway lift and breathe out to fold. Jump or step back into plank and breathe out. Lowering to the ground, breathing in to come into our low cobra. And breathing out into our downward facing dog. We'll just take a couple of breaths in down dog. And then jumping or walking the feet to the hands, forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold, gentle bend to come back up, and breathing out the hands to prayer. And again, breathing in, reaching to the sky, hands through prayer as we exhale to fold. Breathing in, halfway lift, and breathing out to fold. Jump or step back into plank. As you breathe out, you lower down through chaturanga and find your cobra. Maybe looking to the sky and breathing out into our downward facing dog. Taking one breath here before we jump or step back to the top of the mat for a fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out to fold. And then breathing in to come back up. Hands to the sky. Breathing out to prayer. One more time. Breathing in and breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift, and breathing out, forward. Jump or step back into plank, and breathing out, lowering all in one piece, chaturanga. Coming into our cobra. You might want to take an up dog here. And then breathing out, release into your downward facing dog. And looking to the hands, jumping your feet to your hands, forward fold. Slowly. Bending the knees up to the sky. And hands to prayer. You take a nice quick sip of water. I hope you're enjoying if you're following along. Okay, let's go through. I'm going to start with the salutation moves again. And if you can just listen along, I'm going to go through it quite slowly. See if we can encourage the body to open up a bit. So, breathing in, hands to the sky, through prayer. And fold. Breathing in for a halfway lift. Taking a second this time just to see if you can align the body so it's nice and long. And as we fold this time, we're going to step that right leg back. Coming into our low lunge. Arms come up to the sky. And then you're going to bring your hands to prayer. This might be enough for you today. Thinking about this line, this knee should be tracking over this ankle. So if you're here, maybe pull it back a bit. Maybe scoot your foot a little bit further forward. Checking in with your alignment. We're going to get the right elbow and hook it over that left knee. If we can, maybe bringing our gaze to the ceiling. Trying to think about bringing space into our bodies. Try not to collapse the stomach onto that leg. And then you're going to release, hands to mat, back into your down dog. And jumping or walking the feet to the hands and coming up. And hands to prayer. Nice breath in, looking to the sky and taking that fold again. And just finding that length in your halfway lift. And release. Stepping the left leg back this time, swooping the arms up into our lunge, bringing the hands to prayer. That might be enough for you, or you might want to hook that left elbow on the right knee, bringing your gaze to the ceiling if you can. Trying to twist the upper body so that the heart center is facing the sky, or that's what you're aiming to feel as though you're doing. And release. Foot back into our down dog. And jump or walk the hands to the feet. Forward, forward. And coming up. Hands to prayer. second. It's so warm. Who's that there? Hi, Tito. Okay, so we're going to come into a warrior two. So come to the left side of your mat and you're going to step that right foot out really generously. You want to turn the left toes in slightly and the right toes are going to be facing the side of the room. I don't know where you are. I'm hoping you can see my feet if you haven't done it. You're going to just bend in that right leg, making sure that the knee isn't tracking too far over the ankle. Just shimmy that foot a little bit further if you find that it's going way overboard. In this position, you want to try and keep the body upright, bringing your hands parallel to the floor, and you're going to look towards that right hand. So just taking a second to check your alignment. And we'll take the reverse first. So turning the right palm, bringing it over, finding some length in that right side, gaze towards the ceiling. Just a couple of breaths. And then back into our warrior two. So we'll go triangle now, which extend that right leg, tilting the body over. You don't want to bring your body down so that you touch the floor here. Just over and bringing that gaze up towards the sky, towards the left hand if you can. Thinking about the right hip going forward, the left hip going back. Find some space in that groin. And then back into our warrior two. From here we're going to turn the toes so they're both facing in front of us. Maybe shimmering the hips, the legs a little bit closer together. You're going to take a nice breath in. And hands through prayer, going to forward fold. You might find that here is enough for you. Everybody is different. You might be able to reach the floor. You may be able to encourage the body down. Whatever you need, remembering that it's hot. Just trying to bring the weight into the toes here. I'm just going to open the window a little bit. I'm just spending some time feeling the length in the back of the legs there. And then slowly releasing out the way we came, arms above our heads. If you brought your legs in, maybe bringing them a bit wider again because we're going to find the warrior two on the other side. So remember the right toes this time want to be turned in slightly, the left want to be perpendicular to the body, and you just want to bend into that left leg. Trying to keep the body upright here. And taking your gaze to look over your left hand. And then turning the palm to take your reverse. This time you should find length in the left side. Gazing to the sky. It is so warm in this room. And then gently back into your warrior two. And then extending that left leg, hinging the body, trying to reach that wall as we come into our triangle pose. Bringing our gaze to the sky. Thinking about pushing that left hip forward, that right hip back. You don't want to be collapsing the body over. Try and keep that core engaged. And then releasing back into our warrior two. We're going to straighten up the legs, bring them in a little bit again if you want to. If you've got wider legs, it's a bit easier. You're going to clasp your hands behind your back. Hello, babe. Clasp your hands behind your back. Feet slightly wider than hip width apart. And we're going to fold again. You're going to bring your arms above your arms up first as you fold. There you go. And just relaxing, letting the weight of the hands help your body come over a bit. It doesn't matter if you're up here. It's about finding length within your own body. It's quite nice to open the chest. Trying to peel the shoulders away from the ears in this pose. And slowly coming out the way we came in. Quick sip of water. We're going to come into our warrior two on the right side again. So just finding this position. We're going to do a side stretch now. So our left hand is going to come over. We're going to stay with our bent leg and just stretching over. See if we can get some length in this left side of our body, keeping our body long. We're not going to stay here for very long because it's boiling hot in this room. And then we're going to slowly find the mat with our hands, keeping our feet where they are. Turning round, turning the left foot, toes around, so you're in a nice low lunge. We're going to find our lizard pose. So bringing your right hand now inside the right foot. You might want to bring your left knee down. And you're going to turn your right toe, your right foot, so that it's on the little toe side. And just opening up that hip. This might be enough. I hope you can see my feet there. So you're just going to turn your foot to your little toes. Opening up that hip. You might want to stay here. You might have your back leg up. You might find that your body comes to your elbows. Bringing the forehead down. You might have a bind here, which is where your right arm comes through. They catch around the back. I'm definitely not doing that today. Just a couple of breaths. Finding space in that hip. I actually find this to be really nice and calming. So when you're ready, just bringing your toes back flat to the floor. We're going to move that right leg back towards our left foot to find a downward facing dog. And then walking your feet to your hands. Taking a nice breath in, remembering to breathe. Hands through prayer. And then maybe turning over to face me again. We're going to step out and do it the other side. So, finding your warrior two. Right toes turning in. Left toes facing that wall. Just bring our bodies over into a nice side stretch. Just taking a second here. It can feel quite strong in the hips. And then releasing the hands to that foot. Turning those back toes round. Bringing the left hand inside the left foot. And turning that left foot out. You might want to bring your back knee down, just opening up that hip. Maybe here's enough. Maybe you find you want to come down to your elbows, or maybe bringing the forehead to the floor. Just taking a few breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to turn your toes back up, bringing the feet together back into your downward facing dog. And walking walking the hands to the feet to the hands, and gently coming through mountain and bringing your hands to prayer. I'm going to come into a pigeon pose, and then we're going to just relax again. I'm going to have to open this door. Not that I think it's going to make much difference though. Okay, sorry everyone, I'm dizzy hot. So bringing our hands overhead, we'll fold the body, stepping back into a downward facing dog. Coming to three-legged dog, so raising your right foot. Doesn't matter how high it can get. If it's down here, that's fine. Trying to keep the hips level when we do. And then we're going to bring our knee to our nose for a second. Breathing out. Back into our three-legged dog. This time we're going to come into our pigeon. So we're going to swoop the leg through. Our right knee is going to replace our right hand. So your foot will be either parallel to the top of your mat, or it might be diagonal. Have a play around with what your body needs today. Just taking a few breaths here. And you might want to release over. Should feel this in the glute. If you can't feel it, maybe bringing that foot more parallel to the top of the mat. Just taking a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, releasing up. Untwisting ourselves back into our down dog. We're going to bring the left leg up into our three-legged dog, trying to keep those hips level. And then bringing our knee to our nose, giving that core a bit of a wake up. Coming back into our three-legged dog. And then swooping through, replacing the left hand with the left knee. Giving our bodies a little bit of an adjustment. And finding our pigeon pose. So you might find that staying here is enough, or you might want to gently ease over, giving that glute a nice stretch. Remembering nothing should be painful. If it's really uncomfortable, then back away from the pose. And when we're ready, releasing, bringing the body up, weight into our hands, tucking that back toe into our downward facing dog. And gently walking the feet to the hands. I want to get your elbows here and just have a second of ragdoll. And then gentle bend in the knees, nice breath in, and hands to prayer. We're going to come down to, just taking my time, we're going to come down to just do a couple of rounds of cat and cow, so onto all fours, just tucking the spine under. And breathing out, finding length, contracting the back, lengthen the front body, and breathing out. Nice angry cat. And one more time. And breathing out. And take a child's pose, so bringing the bum to the feet, the heels, and just taking a second and then when we're ready, we're going to bring our feet in front of us here, and we're just going to bring the right leg over the left leg. Give ourselves a gentle supine twist. So your right foot will be next to your left knee, and you're going to turn the body towards the right. You might be able to look over that right shoulder, finding a little bit of space in the spine. And release. And the other leg. So left foot next to the right knee, bringing that right arm up and over, and just turning, maybe being able to look over that left shoulder. And release. We're bringing our arms up to the sky. I'm just going to see how our body feels. A little forward fold. Coming to the end of our practice. Just seeing if there's a little bit more length in the spine. And release. And finding cross-legged. I'll just take a second. It's so very warm in here, guys. Definitely going to have to wrap up here. So, breathing in, hands to the sky, bringing our hands to heart center. Just taking a second to thank our bodies for waking up a bit. We get to enjoy the rest of our day now, maybe have a nap, which is largely what I feel like I'm going to be doing here. Thank you so much for anyone who's joined me. Namaste. I'm going to just check to see if any of you have left me a comment. Hi, Rodrigo. Hi, Jazz. I don't think there's any questions. Gosh, my face is like pink. If you do have a question for me, please do leave it in the comments. I'm going to eat lunch now and some sugar because it's extremely warm. Have a lovely Sunday, guys. I'm going to do a couple of posts on the Fuel Girls Instagram today, so join me over there. If you enjoy our content, there'll be more videos next week. The schedule goes up tomorrow. Then please do feel free to buy us a coffee if you enjoy them. The link's in the comments. I'm unsure of the schedule next week, so check it out on Monday. Have a lovely day, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've got a question, either send me a message to my Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or put it in the comments or put it in the messages. Thank you so much, guys.